Hi there, my fellow friends of dungeon crawling. We're beginning a new game today, and I welcome you to a new series of Let's Play Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. I'm Icon, and we're gonna play some Wine Stalker today. And my decision fell to play an assassin, because I want to play some stealthy, sneaky, stabby stuff. That's what I want to do. So let's start out with the intrinsics of the Vine Stalker. I have extremely sharp teeth. This means I get an auxiliary bite attack, which is really cool. When I get hurt, well, basically I have some Guardian Angel innate ability, and I have an anti-magic bite, which is really good. But I can't heal myself with potions, and I can't rot. That's overall what you get as a Vine Stalker from the beginning. We're gonna have a look at the other stats of a Wine Stalker. One big disadvantage is this, minus 30% HP. This is pretty brutal, but it's not as worse as it sounds. Also worth noticing, I get a huge advantage to my magic resistance, and I get more MP than most races. Yeah, overall that's it about these stats, and let's have a look at the aptitudes. One good thing about the Wine Stalker in general is you don't suffer too much penalties. I mean, -1 on the most fighting. It sounds worse than it is. -1 is absolutely bearable. The spellcasting aptitudes are great, actually. Actually, 0 is not bad at all, and I can learn whatever I want. And this is one of the biggest drawbacks here, these minus aptitudes on the defensive stats. I don't like that too much, but hey, every race has its own unique drawbacks, and we have an excellent aptitude for stealth. That's also worth noticing. So at the beginning we're training way too much stuff, so I'm gonna turn off throwing for now, but I'm gonna stay on stealth and put up a target of 8 for stealth, because I feel like once I hit stealth 8 I should be able to sneak around in the earlier levels properly. So my background as a assassin brings me this blowgun and a few needles, which are really interesting tools. Especially the Kurari ones are very powerful against early game uniques. So let's start off here. As a Vine Stalker, you will evolve a bit along the experience levels. You will get a few more useful intrinsics, but we're gonna get there later, given that I survive. the first dungeon level, basically the first 3 dungeon levels are like the most volatile and dangerous area for every character. And here we are, backstabbing stuff. The assassin is a very good background for the Vine Stalker, because you focus around short blades. And overall, I'm gonna focus stealth for now because I feel like this protects me very well. Overall, short blades fit into a Vine Stalker very good, because this bite triggers whenever I swing for an attack. There's no quicker weapon than the short blades, and overall the bite attack of a Vine Stalker is really powerful. Does a lot of damage, and the anti-magic stat of it is also very powerful. So that's why short blades are very cool for playing, for using while playing a Vine Stalker. I found a glowing dagger. That's pretty neat, but I don't dare to equip it right now, because it could be cursed and ruin my early game. That's a bunch of guys. Hope I can assassinate at least one of them. Yeah, okay. So I hit level 2, which is really good. Level 1 is very scary with these minus 30% HP races. So can he kill me with one blow? No, but almost. Okay, spooky stuff. Alright, that's why I want to learn more, as much stealth as possible for now, because I deal terrible amounts of damage while the enemies are sleeping, but, well, not so much if they are awake. Ugh, there's another gecko. I'm gonna pick up some stones, because why not? It's always good to have a source of ranged damage. Let's put up a macro for auto firing. I really like that. A buckler. Awesome. That's a very, very nice find for level 1. Cool. This makes me really happy. I'm gonna learn the shields later on though. Not yet. So that's where I use my stones. If the enemies are already awake and heading towards me, getting free hits into them is never a bad thing. But I won't use it on enemies which are sleeping. Alright. Whoops. Maybe I'm gonna toss a rock or two on some lizards like these. So what are we gonna do with our attributes here? I feel like I want to go for some intelligence, because sooner or later I want to dabble into magic, because I feel like this is very good for every stealth-based character. So, Dungeon 2, hello there. Let's see if I can kill off at least one, and take this Quokka upstairs. Okay. Oh well, it's only one guy left. I should be able to deal with him. Yep. So there's some ring mail. I feel like... nah. Leather, yes. Ring, no. It's too heavy for my taste. Alright, I found a few scrolls. Let's have a look. Teleportation. Very good. And, well, let's try this one. It's a scroll of fear. Okay. I don't want to pray to this god. Hello there, worm. I could kill off this worm with my blowguns pretty easily. How much damage can he do? Ooh, 12. Better start kiting. If you die to a worm, you probably deserved it. Oh well, now. I want to try to face this thingy again once I... or... oh no. Let's swap over to the blowgun. So, another macro for people like me. No. Because I'm using a German keyboard, I like to put the weapon swap here. So, I'm gonna swap over to the blowgun and poison this thing a bit until it looks as sick as possible, and then you don't need to fire more. You can't stack the poison more than that. If you didn't know that, with this button you can swap between the weapons which are letter A and letter B. So I can swap between my blowgun and my dagger with one key, which is really useful if you're having a setup where you're using melee and ranged weapons. But it only works if the items are on letter A and letter B. With the equals sign, you can adjust the letters of your items, and this way you can set it up properly. In case you didn't know this function yet, it's very handy for characters like these. Alright, we have a ruined spear and a scroll double. Let's try it out. It's ID. Oh, well. Start IDing potions, maybe. But as a Vine Stalker, potions are not as interesting as with other characters. So I'm gonna ID this dagger and rule it out. It's a -1 dagger. My +2 dagger surely is a lot better than that. So that's why I didn't want to equip it. Because right now -1 dagger would be a pretty huge problem, especially that because I couldn't use my blowgun anymore. But look at this beauty. A dagger of electrocution. Guess I'm pretty lucky today. So I'm gonna make this letter A and use this. There's an adder. This is pretty spooky. I don't want to fight that yet. Gnolls. Okay, I was able to assassinate one of them, but not the rest of them. The rest of them went awake. I can pretty easily kill these gnolls off, but oh, look at that. He's wielding a short sword of Holy Wrath. I'm gonna take that too. This is very powerful against undead enemies. Since teleportation is already ruled out, I can safely ID those scrolls. Alright, so let's try to poison this adder and hope for a good blow. So on level 4, Vine Stalkers get regeneration for free, which is very, very cool because this kind of helps you to deal with your low HP pool a lot. So another thing I forgot to mention is that my bite absorbs magic. This means every melee attack of mine brings me back some MP. Because I have an innate Guardian Angel ability, this is kind of a healing effect. An indirect healing effect, to put it like that. So let's try if I can kill off this gnoll. Okay, I walked a lot to isolate him a bit from his people, because I don't want to fight 3 of them at once. And as soon as stealth has hit a certain level, you can wander and shake enemies off while doing so. They will forget where you are at some point, and they need to run away from this adder. I'm not able to face the next adder yet. An amulet. That's nice. So maybe I can walk up to this thing now. But with the electrocution dagger, I'm pretty fine here, killing stuff up front in my face, because the electrocution brand deals insane amounts of damage on this level. Okay, we're done with D2. Let's go for D3. Another scroll. It's recharging. So sad that I don't have any wands. Alright. Maybe. Nah. I was hoping to assassinate this worm. Alright, let's take another stairs and head upstairs. I'm not gonna use this one again, and let's try this one. Alright, so they're all pretty close together. Okay. I feel like I should be able to deal with this bunch here. The only thing I'm a bit concerned about is the wizard, but as long as he doesn't show up, I can stand here and kill stuff pretty easily. There we go. Alright. Very good, very good. We're having a very good start with this character. Overall, I gotta be very careful with the early game of a Vine Stalker. While they get pretty tanky, sort of, later on in the game, because of their magic shield, in the beginning they are rather weak, for sure. But one good thing that's worth mentioning is you can't die as long as you have MP. So to reduce your life from 1 to below 1, you need to be fully empty at magic points, which means you can survive surprisingly long. And we found remove curse scrolls, and that's wow. An amulet of harm and a ring of loudness. Oh well, might as well try out this spear. If this thing would have been a Spear of Distortion, I would have cried. Alright, so a Ring of Loudness, that's an absolute no-no. This Amulet of Harm would drain me for 2 or 3 points overall. This is something I can't bear right now. The Amulet of Harm increases the damage taken and increases also the damage dealt. So I guess it's not the worst thing, but certainly also not the best thing. Especially since I'm featuring a very low HP pool. But for now I can't remove this thing. If I would remove it, my abilities were close to 0, and no. I can't afford that to happen right now. So let's have a look at this dagger. I need short blades on 10, so let's put this to a skill target. In the current version of Trunk, this is a new feature. If you inspect a weapon, you can press, let's go for our buckler. Here, I need 4 points, and I can press S now to set the target on 4 automatically, so it will drop shields as soon as it hits 4. It's really a cool feature. Good quality of life improvement, but right now not enabled on version 0.20, only on Trunk in the online version. Okay, so this guy is wearing my leather armor I wanted. Thanks, man. Because a robe is not as cool as a leather armor. And there's a pair of gloves too. So I'm racking slowly up some armor class, and look at that, a rapier. Right now it's not as strong as my electrocution dagger, because electrocution is a lot of damage. But I'm gonna carry this rapier around a bit in case I stumble into a grand weapon scroll, because overall this is one of the most desirable items to get, alongside with a Weapon of Speed. Weapon of Speed, well, it only attacks faster, but if you have auxiliary attacks, Speed is actually a very interesting brand, because you also get extra auxiliary attacks. Ooh, there's a scorpion behind this orc. Let's hope he forgets me. Alright, so what we're gonna level up now? I feel like some dexterity would be in order, but I'm gonna stick to my intelligence for now, because I want to be able to cast spells properly later on. And I hope I find some nice book. Because I like to plan ahead when I want to spellcast with a character. Oh, let's try to poison this scorpion a bit. Soften him up. I like to plan ahead in terms of if I want to spellcast or not, because I feel like that's something I can do, because I'm sure about the fact that I will find some spellbooks along the game, which is not as well as planning on relying on short blades to finish the game, because I don't know if I'll run into a weapon which is good enough to carry me into the late game. That's why the most stealthy characters opt into long blades in the late game, because you already get passively some points with it when you're leveling up short blades because of the cross training, and most short blades don't deal enough damage for the late game. It's pretty hard to kill Zod enemies with short blades. Alright, so there's my first orc priest. I want to get close to him as quick as possible and try to break his line of sight as much as possible, because every race which features low base HP is in particular high danger against enemies like orc priests, because smite can deal up to 17 damage and can't be resisted or reduced by armor class, which means you will certainly get a punch from these. There's Rue. I don't want to play Rue today. I haven't decided yet which god I want to play, but I feel like I want to do something really cheeky here. Alright, so there's my first ogre. Problem is this ooze standing in front of the ogre. That's the only problem I had with this guy. I don't want to fight at this staircase, because I will soften up this ogre with my blowgun before killing it. That's the plan. Let's poison him a bit. And smack him with my dagger. Nice one shot. Water moccasin skeleton. Oh, well, let's try out this Holy Wrath weapon. That's why I'm carrying it around. Undead are really good to, really easy to kill with Holy Wrath weapons. Oh, hello there. And what's also pretty nice about Holy Wrath weapons, they are killing player ghosts pretty easily. That's also why it's almost always advisable to carry around the first Holy Wrath weapon you run across, if you run across one in the early game. They're really having some good uses along the early game. So again, running away from this bunch. My stealth is leveled up. Very good. So let's start out with start leveling the shields. And I could backstab this guy. Awesome. That's why I wanted to train my stealth to 8 as quick as possible, because this is such a big advantage in the early game. Overall, in the whole game, but it reduces your chances of dying by a lot. And I found my first wand of acid. Awesome. Really awesome. I'm not considerably good at evocations as a Vine Stalker, which is kind of sad, but... Alright. I didn't want to throw a rock, I wanted to wait. Wrong button, but everything's okay. So that was a magic mapping scroll, kind of wasted that. But that's no problem. Okay, so... I could walk to this ogre, but he might wake up. And I don't want to risk this on completely unexplored floor. This is way better. He woke up. Alright, but we're gonna do it like that. Pull out the blowgun. And run across a worker and zombie. Let's kill that off quickly. So, where's that ogre? And let's have a few swings. Regeneration here is really good. And the poison finished him off, but this was one single blow from this guy. Just one smack of this ogre. That's why you gotta be super careful in the early game. A Young Poisoner's Handbook. Not bad, not bad. It contains a lot of useful spells. I don't feel too fond of Sting, but Poisonous Vapors is an excellent spell. So what are we gonna do? It would require some investment to learn spells right now, and I'm wondering if I should level up my combat abilities a bit more before opting into magic. So, the one god I was looking for is not among these. Alright, so we're not gonna do a god yet, because I want to go Sif Muna. Mainly because Sif Muna has a very, very powerful ability which lets you channel magic energy. This is basically a free heal for me. And Sif will also help me bringing up my spell repertoire a bit. So I enchanted this blowgun because I feel like I'm going to use it a while. And I found some new poisoned needles. That's also really nice. I didn't want to enchant this dagger anymore because, well, there's the Diff altar. Also a very good choice for a stealth character, but I don't feel like that today. Alright. A Howler Monkey Skeleton. Again, I'm gonna switch over into my Holy Wrath weapon here. And I'm grabbing up a bunch of needles here. That's cool. Did I? No. Okay. I was checking if I forgot to pick up some other useful needles. So, level 8 is the point where your auxiliary attack gets an upgrade and even more powerful. Ugh. Let's shout and lure him closer. Again, people like centaurs are pretty dangerous for people like me because their ranged attacks really hurt a lot, and this is a bad situation. This could easily kill me. That's why I'm taking the risk and run upstairs with this ogre. Alright, so let's carefully take one swing, run away a bit, regen up, and take another swing. Alright. Going upstairs was a really risky move, but if I was standing here and taking a big swing from him, running upstairs would probably kill me at this point, so that's why I wanted to take this move first. Alright, so there's another ogre, but this time I can blowgun him a bit before he gets close. Alright, and this should work out. Even if he hit me, I could have ran a few tiles. Amnesia. No, thank you. I don't want to forget my spells here. I feel like I'm gonna start training some magic as soon as shields hits 4. Because I feel like getting rid of the encumbrance from my buckler would help me for sure while casting spells. There's still this Amulet of Harm. Well, funny thing about it, I don't feel it too much that I take more damage, but well, with the ogre, that one blow was considerably heavy. But I can't remove it yet still, because this feels way too dangerous for my taste. I'd rather remove it when the drain won't affect me as hard anymore. So there's a Sky Beast. Against Sky Beasts, my electrocution dagger is absolutely useless. So let's poison this thing. And let's see how dead I can. Alright. I got it completely dead with those needles. Alright. I'm gonna ID this wand of acid before I ID more scrolls. Oh, and Holy Wrath also is very good against imps. These weapons are very, very handy and very underestimated, I think. So let's take the holy weapon here. And I'm healing really quickly by now. That's why this race is really fun to play. But I strongly recommend to either go unarmed or short blades in the early game. They are pretty nailed down to a particular weaponry in the early game, I'd say. That's a nice pair of gloves. Not really an artifact, but I take some free R poison. Another new scroll. It's fog. Ooh, this is pretty scary. They woke up. Gotta level up some stealth pretty soon again. But overall, I feel pretty confident here. So what's this? It's a dagger of speed. I really like about Stalkers that they deal surprising amounts of damage just with the dagger, even without having the backstab attack. And I enjoy that because this is such a pain when you're playing a Spriggan Assassin or something like that, that you're suddenly dealing almost no damage against enemies which are not asleep. I kind of feel like the game shouldn't sort Stalkers to the advanced races in terms of complexity. I feel like they are more of an intermediate race. But, well, Tengu are also intermediate in terms of this game, so what the heck. Again, the Holy Wrath weapon lets me kill off these whites pretty easily, and I would be a lot more careful with these guys if I haven't had this Holy Wrath weapon, to be honest. Alright, let's start up leveling up some poison magic. I feel like these spells are pretty fitting for an assassin. Alright. There's Sif. Hello there. Perfect. You gain piety with Sif while leveling up spell schools or spell casting, so this was kind of like the perfect timing to run across a Sif Muna altar. Right now when I decide to learn some magic. And there's a slave. This means around there will be Pikel. I'm gonna exclude this area for now. I don't want to run into this unprepared. I can kill off Pikel pretty easily with this acid wand, I guess. But he always comes with a branded whip and has the chance to also spawn with a wand. And actually the wand is the real dangerous part about that. Same goes for null sergeants. They also like to spawn with wands from time to time. Be careful about that. Almost got killed by one which surprised me with a lightning wand in another of my runs. I think this was my Naga, which almost died to this shenanigans. Ooh, there's a killer bee. Oh, well, I'm resistant to poison. Oh, let's do this. Killer bees are pretty scary persons, but with regeneration and art poison, I should be able to deal with them pretty easily. The best go-to tool against killer bees is a potion of lignification, but... So... Well, this guy looks pretty scary, to be honest. A lot of AC. Can I paralyze him? Not too much of a chance, but... Huh, I got a confusion hit on him. Awesome. 15% chance to confuse. Look at that. Awesome. This made this whole confrontation a lot easier. Alright, a Book of Conjurations. No, thank you. This is not the kind of spells I want to have. Menkore. Yikes. He immediately tormented me, and he also has pain. So I wanted to kill him not with a wand directly. I wanted to try if I could paralyze him or something like that, but since he hammered in the torment immediately, I had to take emergency measures here. A ring. I do have remove curse scrolls, so let's try it. Protection from magic. Awesome. And a potion shop. I most certainly want to have a potion of cancellation, because when you need them, you really need them. Haste is also very good. I'm gonna buy this curing, mainly to identify it. Let's go for the same thing with the mutation potion, because I'm pretty sure that I'm carrying around a lot of curing potions. And curing potions are, in fact, very useful for a Stalker. They might not heal me too much, or not at all, I think, but they still remove confusion and other detrimental status effects, poison as well. That's why curing potions are cool. Heal wounds potions are absolutely redundant as a White Stalker. Immolation. Okay, so let's get rid of this exclusion. That's Control E after pressing capital X. And let's deal with this dirty slave driver. Pickel is wielding an electrocution branded whip, which is on its own pretty scary. But look at that. I'm two-shotting these slaves without even backstabbing them. Okay, so there he is. I'm not gonna fiddle around here too much. Try to paralyze him. Perfect. And a pair of boots. Well, that's 10 AC. It's really not bad for Dungeon 7 and a stealthy character. What a bunch of guys. The centaur is the most concerning part about this party, so let's swap over to the Holy Wrath and kill off the zombie. Get back to electrocution. And let's fight on. Poison is up to 4, so it's 24% by now. Let's bring up some air magic too. Poisonous Vapors is a very good spell overall. It will kind of replace my blowgun. At least the normal poison needles, that is. Oh, they are hurting so much. Okay. D8. I'm really on my toes here. Because 53 HP, that's really not much. It's not much resistance I can bring up here. Nets are pretty scary too. So let's run a bit. They have a shaman on them. Well, I'm gonna flee upstairs and take it like that. Due to the insane damage output of a White Stalker, I am pretty able to fight this, but not all at once. So most of them were air 1. Okay, so after this, I think I'm gonna take a different stairs. And there we go. Another good spell in this book is All Grips and Mephitic Cloud. Let's learn Mephitic and All Grips. I don't know if I really want to go for the Venom Bolt. It's a good spell, but I'm not sure if I'm able to use it to its full extent. And by now I don't need those stones anymore. A black bear. And doesn't notice me. Alright. So we're skilling this stuff here. I really want to bring up some stealth again to, let's say, 12 for now. Because the more stealth, the better, I think. There's my first Komodo. These guys are really spooky people. So that's 28% chance to paralyze him. That's not too much. I feel like I wanna curare him. There we go. Good thing about curare, this stuff slows enemies as well. And well, the Komodo can pretty much two-shot me. And there's the entrance to the lair I was expecting. And this Falchion of Holy Wrath is also an option for me later on. It's a Holy Wrath long blade. That's basically why I'm interested in it. And I'm gonna ID this paralysis one because I feel like I'm gonna put a lot more use into this. So Vapors is up to 16 now. And we're done with D8. Alright. So I feel like I'm gonna do D9 and then wrap up this episode at that point. And then we're gonna continue into the lair on the next one. But I want to try if I can finish off D9, maybe D10. Ooh. Alright, I was able to step down the Null Sergeant, which was a good achievement overall. So let's use Poisonous Vapors a bit. This is a very nice poisoning spell. And I used it on the Sky Beast because it's immune to electricity and pretty hard to kill off with my options here. Alright, so let's put this to 3 as a target, and I'm gonna start leveling evocations for now because I feel I can use some power up on my wands. Because right now I'm sitting on paralysis and confusion, which means I have access to very powerful hexes, which helps me a lot. These are abilities you normally would get through the starting book of the enchanter, and I really like that. So there is another player, Ghost, but he has only 16 damage. That's actually not as scary as the last one, so... And again, I managed to confuse him. What are the chances to do this twice in a row at the first attempt? That's cool. Certainly don't want to mutter about that. Okay, this made this whole confrontation quite easy. I know we heard that before. And let's Poisonous Vapor this guy. And this one too. There's my first bunch of yak. Sadly, I can't cast All Grips yet. Or can I? No, 56% chance. That's really not enough. Do I have a Brilliance Potion, maybe? No. Okay, then not. We're having acid ones. Oh, let's try it and have a swing at them. But I'm taking a lot of damage with one hit. That's what I expected about this. Okay. I feel like my short blades are at a point where I can leave it for now. And I want to train more poison magic. I really want to bring All Grips online, because this spell helps me a lot. Ooh, I'm running a bit low, but we're almost done with these. Alright, and there we go. Not bad, not bad. A warped hand crossbow. Well, hello there, beautiful. Holy. Okay, so this is some crazy item luck, I gotta say. So, all right, we're gonna explore the rest of this level, and then I'm gonna pick up some bolts, and then I won't need any other ranged options along the along the whole game. Wow. So we wanna poison him. Alright. Yikes. This hornet is really spooky, but luckily I can sneak and stab through this affair. Okay. Fine. So I'm gonna pick up all these bolts the game has to offer, and gonna end this episode with that. And I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm certainly enjoying my time here. And well, a whole lot of luck on this first episode, I'd say, because all these items, they are really batshit crazy. I can't tell it different. I can't say it differently. I mean, we're gonna adjust this hand crossbow to B because it's +9. It's penetration. That's probably one of the nicest brands to have. Our poison, see invisible, stealth plus. Even the stealth plus fits into my character here a lot. And the +9 hand crossbow, well, the best thing about hand crossbows is that you can wield shields alongside of them, and since I already found a buckler, it's perfect. Alright guys, so hope you're going to tune in for the next episode. Well, feel free to leave me a comment or a like or something like that. I always love to hear some feedback on my journeys here in Dungeon Crawl, and see you guys on the next episode. Until then, enjoy your time. Bye bye.